my channel. I'm so excited for this video. I just launched a Shopify shop yesterday and started adding some digitals in there. So we're going to go over those. I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to put one or maybe all of them, I'm not sure, in my neutral theme journal that I've been working on. It is finally finished. I'm so excited. I can't wait to show you guys. I really, really enjoyed making this journal. It was an incredible adventure. I did things that I haven't really done before, and it was just a wonderful process. Making journals is so much fun, and I hope you enjoy it too. I hope you enjoy this video. Let's get to it. All right, so I had this library card originally in my shop, and I hadn't tested the dimensions or anything like that. So this morning I wanted to print some out to show you guys, and upon printing them I was like, oh no, they're too big. Why didn't I think about the dimensions? So I'm gonna put these in my journal because they go along with the theme. But I wanted to show you guys, I also have a ledger paper, which is really, really pretty. I did all of this myself. I did all of these lines. I did all the names and all that. And then this one is plain. I added coffee texture, or not texture, stains to give it a little bit of interest. And this would go nicely as a journal page. I just have already made my journal, so I can't put it in there. And it does have a white border around it because I'm not sure about how everybody's printing bleed is. So if you don't like that, you can just cut it off, or you can scale it. I don't really have that ability on my printer, or rather, I don't know how. I'm not sure. But anyway, that's what the ledger page looks like. It's so pretty. I love it. It's great. And here is my new library book card in my shop currently right now, with and without the vintage rose. These are the exact dimensions of a regular standard library card, which is 3 inches wide and 5 inches long. And of course I have a pocket for each one that accommodates, even if you glue around it, it's it'll fit right nice, and you know, it'll fit good in there. Anyway, so I'm going to fussy cut these out. I'm gonna probably cut all of it out. Fast forward that part though, so you guys don't have to sit here and watch me cut, and we'll be right back. Okay, now that those are cut out, you can see just I didn't do the dimensions right. But it's okay. It's been corrected. No big deal. Nobody has purchased any of these yet. So we're good. We're all good. I did want to show in a video. I will do a flip through of this very soon as well. Where is it? I also created vintage ID cards. I have a couple of shorts about them, but look at these beauties. I made these as well. These are also available in my shop. I love them so much. I made this cute little pocket for them out of just some paper I had lying around. Got them tucked away nicely. Okay, so I'm going to ink the edges, of course, and put them in my journal so you guys can see how they're used. And I printed mine on scrapbook paper because I didn't have any cardstock or thick copy paper laying around. So that's why you see the funky back on mine, which I think adds to it, I guess. But it doesn't go with my theme, unfortunately. That'll be okay though. I made the pockets with a hole, just so if the purchaser doesn't have a circle punch, they can easily just fussy cut that circle out, and then they have a cute little pocket with, I don't even know what those things are called, honestly. But it makes it to where you can get into the pocket easier. I know that much. And I personally like the jagged edge on my pocket. And you can do that on all three sides if you want to. I'm not going to do that though. I like it just like this. You can make them your own however you want. Okay. Let me go ahead and ink these as well. I hope you all are doing well and enjoying your crafting. I know I am. I love these vintage library cards. I want some actual vintage library cards and just haven't justified the purchase yet, or I haven't found a really good place to buy them. So if you guys know of good places to purchase vintage library cards, let me know, because I'm interested. These are just as good for me. They have the overall look and feel, so I'm okay with that. Just inking the edges, just so you guys can see what it looks like. All done. I will link my shop in the description, but it is also in my channel description if for some reason you can't find it. Oh, I forgot this one. And I am using ground espresso. Oh, it's upside down. Ground espresso distress oxide for my inking. I usually use Vintage Photo, the very famous Vintage Photo. But these are already like a vintage-ish color. So I wanted to give it like a dark contrast. Okay. So let me see if I can find a spot. I really don't want to use this because my journal is neutral. I have another journal that I can possibly put it in. I'll be right back. This is my Chunky Monkey prayer journal. I've completely filled this thing. It's just I still have pages that are blank to write prayers on. But as far as decorating goes, it's pretty done. How does that look? Let's see. That actually is perfect. So we're going to do that. Okay, so I am going to glue down the three sides with just a little bit of glue. Not too much. This is Quick Dry Elmer's Craft Bond glue. I usually use art glitter, but I haven't bought any. I've been trying to avoid purchasing unnecessary things for a little while, you know. Alright, get that glued down. That is just beautiful. Like it belongs. Can you guys see that? That is so cute. I love this. I love this so much. Oh my goodness. That's perfect. It's like it was meant to be there. I love it. I don't think I really have anywhere. So let's try this bigger one. I am thinking about embellishing this pocket too. I just don't know. I just kind of went with whatever. Mostly colors themed in this prayer journal of mine. It's not very vintage. A few vintage pages in it, but that wasn't the overall theme. It was really just whatever was pretty. I decided to add it. Things that remind me of the Lord and all the things that He's done for me, the many blessings, answering my prayers, you know, things like that, which is why I wanted to do a prayer journal so I could go back and look at all of the things that God has done in my life and the things that I've prayed for and just, you know, have it all down. And like, there's so many places to write in this. Like I made this little well, not really water. It's like a little notepad that I'm still writing in. It has all sorts of things. I can do a flip through video, separate video of that. If you guys are interested, just let me know in the comments. All right. Come on, why is there resistance? There we go. Perfect. Perfect. Now I might, just because I'm gluing this in my journal, I want to make it practical. I might actually glue this on another piece of paper that's blank on the back to give it some structure and also to where I can write on it. Let me see if there's something that I can embellish with. Here's my butterflies. I know, my butterfly collection is quite ridiculous. Or maybe it isn't. Maybe I think it's ridiculous. What about a label? No. No. What about that? I love it. That's what we're gonna do. Perfect. Awesome. Love it. Oh, I lost my ribbon. Okay. So those are the digitals. Be sure to go check out my shop. I have this one that I might just use for another project. No big deal. Anyway, yes. I hope you guys love those digitals as much as I do. I sat down meticulously doing all these lines, spacing them, typing it out, collecting fonts, various fonts that look like handwritten things, and you know, I took a lot of time on it, so hopefully you guys enjoy that. So I wanted to do a simple, quick flip through of my neutral theme journal, which I've completed, like I said before. I'm so excited about it. It's so beautiful. I don't know if I could ever part ways with it. I haven't gotten into selling actual journals yet. I don't know about that one. I did it before and it didn't really work out. So, I don't know. Anyway, here's my neutral theme journal. Created from a master board. And it's an actual book that I gutted. I took all the pages out and glued this master board down on it with another piece of brown paper. It has been covered in a Mod Podge, so it's, you know, it's clear coated, it's good to go. I still wouldn't leave it out in the rain though, because it is a book. So starting off, very simple. I didn't want to take away from the beautiful map page that I have, and I need to glue down that washi tape more. Anyway, just a simple butterfly page that you can write on in a little doily tuck. Here is a cluster tab for the signature, some chairs, really nice thick paper. Here's a picture that I found of an old house, and it was beautiful. Some stenciling and some gluing. This is teacher ledger paper. And here is a spread that I created with just neutral themes and maps and things like that. This part right here is from a Sears and Roebuck catalog that was printed in like the 1950s from it was a reprint from an old 1903 Sears and Roebuck catalog. Is like a reprint. Let me go get it. I want to show you guys. It's really cool. Alright, here it is. I was mistaken. It was 1906, not 1903. But I'm not sure exactly what year it was made or reprinted. It's definitely vintage though. You can tell the paper is really brittle. Maybe it's here. I don't know. But it does say it's not the original. It says an occasional break in page numbers occurs in the original 1906 Sears catalog. We believe we have maintained the original flavor of the catalog. Anyway, it's old. I found it at a thrift store for like $10, which is probably not good. But I bought it anyway. I thought it was so cool. Anyway, I've used bits and pieces of it. I've kind of been hoarding it though, honestly. To be perfectly honest with you, I have only used maybe 3 or 4 pages out of it. And I've had it for like a year. But it says, this book will be sent to your address free. Could you imagine getting one of these for free back in the day? That would have been amazing. Anyway. Back to the flip through. Sorry about that little walk down memory lane. There's some things I created. Here's a little lace corner tuck with a vintage ledger that I've glued to some file folder that you can, has a little pocket with a card that you can write in. Here's a specimen card that I made. I have a video on how I did that. Some more coffee dyed paper. Parts of the Constitution. United States Constitution. Here's a journaling card and a side tuck. A blank coffee dyed book page. Here is a envelope that I made. This is a stamped cardstock piece of paper all over. And I just folded it down into a little envelope. And it's filled with some neat vintage pages. Well, not vintage. There's vintage style. I meant neutral. And there is a postcard. And I just have it secured with a paper clip. I probably should do a hidden paper clip, but it's okay. Here's some stenciling. And this was an 8x8 paper pack that I bought that's really pretty. A wooden rose. My faux stamps. Little lace, not lace, like a doily, paper doily there. Here's a postcard inside a little corner tuck. This was printed on vellum. Here's some stamped image on a piece of what feels like, it's thick paper. Some little tickets I made. This is a belly band with a index card with a pocket, journaling card, another little card, butterflies, and it actually has a functioning envelope with a vintage photo in it. I got the photo from Pink Monarch Prints like a year ago. Here's a pocket, like really thick, beautiful paper, like the chair paper at the front. Here's a library book card that was actually a sticker that I bought online and just glued it down to a piece of paper and added a ribbon. Here's also a sticker, but it looks like vintage leather. It's really pretty. And here's just a stamped index card. I was playing around with ink and stamps and did that. And I was like, oh, that's really pretty. Here's some pocket with some things in it. A tag, a ticket, another tag, a vintage letter, printout. It's not actual vintage. With a little key. Here is another one of my specimen cards with a little, that I've kind of turned into like a tuck, and it has a little tag. Some more. I actually sprayed some coffee with a stencil laying down on top of the copy paper, and it did this neat effect, and I was like, ooh, that's really pretty. Here's a card. Here's another pocket that I did with some ticket, or a card, a tag, some coffee dyed notebook paper, a postcard that I turned into a little tag, and another postcard. Here is another journaling card that I attached with a brad. Here's some more of that 8x8 paper. It's really pretty. There's some stenciling and some inking. Here's another one of those stickers, library book cards that I've glued down. Actually, it's almost the same size. I don't think it'll fit though. No, it won't. It's okay. So behind it is another vintage looking letter. I don't know what it says. It's hard to read. Here is a snippet strip that I glued lots of different pieces of paper and some brown thread and a brown button, all neutral tones. Here is a hidden paper clip with a postcard. Some more paper. I need to cover that up. I just don't know what to cover it up with. Here's some more of that thick scrapbook paper that's really pretty. A paper doily. I punched this out with my, I don't even know, it's one of my punches. Butterfly, and a little word I made. I made a little interesting pocket here. It has a card. The vintage identification cards. Vintage style. They're not true vintage. And here's a tag that I made with some more of that Sears and Roebuck paper. And I have a ticket in here as well. It's being stubborn. A little ticket that I made. Just want y'all to go back in there. Thank you. I'll fix you later. Some more paper. Here's another pocket with a vintage letter. Or at least a vintage style. It's not real vintage. Some tags. A tag, I mean. That's a tag too. This is made from the masterboard that the book was covered in. The front of the journal, I mean. More of that paper. A little scrappy. Just random corner interest that I created. Clustered. Here's some more stamped images. Here is a sticker that I glued to gold vellum. That's really pretty. This is an actual vintage book page. It's really, really old. I believe from the 30s or 50s. I'm not really sure. It's very fragile. I don't like messing with it a lot. There is a little tag that I created. Some more coffee dyed paper. The back side of the Constitution. Or the amendments, really. There's some 2 tickets that I made with a little charm and a brad. Here is another one of my specimen cards that I've glued to a piece of coffee dyed paper, and it flips out and is a nice big journaling spot. Of course, can't forget my book tassel. Here is a pocket with a piece of journaling card. Here's a little tag thing yeah, I guess. And there you have it. That is my vintage neutral theme. No, it's not vintage. Sorry. My neutral themed journal. Sorry, I can't talk. My neutral themed journal. And I didn't have it fastened. But the closure is actually this piece of gold ribbon that I just tie a bow. It's actually supposed to be. It's supposed to be tighter than that, but that's okay. There you have it. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel, leave a comment, share this with your friends, and also don't forget to check out my Shopify store. The link is below. Thank you all. I hope you have a wonderful day. God bless you. See you next time.